Hello, Jeremy. What are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be in class now?
Good morning, teacher. Yeah, but my teacher is late today. I came here to buy something to drink.
Oh, I see. Well, I also came here to buy something to eat. I'm in my break.
Okay, teacher. Now that we have a little time, I need you to help me with something, please.
Sure. I think we have some minutes. What can I do for you, Jeremy?
Well, I didn't do well on my last exam. In fact, I got one of the lowest grades.
I'm surprised. When you were my student, you were one of the best in the class.
I'm good at speaking, listening, and writing, but I have some issues at grammar. Teacher,
Yeah, I remember you didn't do well in grammar. You used to make a lot of mistakes.
exactly. I'm still making many mistakes in grammar. Help me, please.
No matter what type of work you do, good grammar is relevant for all organizations. And it can make a big difference in your career path. Believe me, I've heard managers complain about employees not knowing how to write a correct English sentence. That's why I will help you telling you the most common grammar mistakes in English. First thing, apostrophes. Wrong. We need to get our sales numbers up. Right. We need to get our sales numbers up. That's the correct way. This is an example of the all too frequent attack of the unnecessary apostrophe. People see an S at the end of a word and think, add an apostrophe, seriously. But often they shouldn't. You use an apostrophe in a contraction. For example, there is to theirs or to show possession. For example, the manager's pet Bobby. You don't use apostrophes if the S is there simply to make a word a plural. Remember that. Another common mistake I usually see is every day and every day. The wrong way is, he starts work every day at 8 a.m. And the right way is, he starts work every day at 8 a.m. Every day, one word, no space, is an adjective. Yeah, that's correct. It is an adjective describing something that's very common, like an everyday occurrence. Every day, with the space, is an adverbial phrase that means each day. A quick test to tell which is right. If you can use a day of the week, say Monday, in the sentence, you should use every day. What I mean is, every day, one word, is an adjective meaning used or seen daily, or ordinary. One example is, see, the phone calls were an everyday occurrence. Every day, two words, is an adverb phrase meaning daily or every weekday. For example, they go to the coffee shop every day. I hope you understand with these examples. Another common grammar mistake is and me. That's very common. The wrong way. The marketing manager told Riley and I to talk with her. The correct way would be, the marketing manager told Riley and me to talk with her. The general rule, use pronoun when it's the subject of a verb. For example, I walked to the store. Use me when the pronoun is the object of the verb or when the verb is doing something to someone or something. For example, the dog followed me to the store. Do you get it? If you do, please, I need you to write some examples on the comments. I will correct them ALI. Another common mistake I have seen very usually is the difference between it's and its. Wrong. The company just celebrated its 8th year since it went public. The correct way is, the company just celebrated its 8th year since it went public. I have seen a lot of people write its when they want to show possession. Seriously. But that's the incorrect usage. The problem is, we normally do use the apostrophe to show ownership. As I told you before, only use it when you're writing a contraction of it is. That said, it's sometimes hard to understand English and all of its weird rules and exceptions. Another grammar mistake, less and fewer. For example, less than 50 people showed up for the presentation. That's incorrect. Fewer than 50 people showed up for the presentation. That's the correct way. Use fewer for numbered, countable things. 100 fewer purchases. Use less for things that can't be counted at least reasonably. There's less sand at this beach. Also, use less with numbers when they are a single or total unit that measures distance, amount, or time. For example, less than 30% of yous bothered learning these rules. Another typical grammar mistake is who and whom. I will explain it to you. Who is the subject of a sentence? For example, who will be hosting the party this weekend? Whereas whom is the object of a sentence. Example, to whom should I send the package? Or whose and whose. It is very simple. Whose is a contraction of who is. For example, who's ready for the exam on Friday? You see? Whose is the possessive form of who, a relative pronoun. For example, whose laptop is this? And another common mistake is each and every. I'm sure you also had this problem. It's not difficult. Each indicates two or more items. Additionally, each refers to the individual items in a group, while every refers to the group as a whole. For example, each of my children made me a Mother's Day card. And every one of my coworkers is going to the dinner tonight. And we still haven't talked about the difference with between and among. But I have to go now.
Yeah, I also have to go to my class. But you have helped me a lot, teacher. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pity. but we can make another video about grammar mistakes if you want.